So what is up, YouTube? In today's video, I'm gonna be teaching you guys and talking to you guys about why you're not losing body fat or weight in general. And I'm gonna teach you guys how to fix the problem and how to solve it. Because this is a very common issue. I get messages all the time talking about this, and I decided to make a video. I made a video about this in the past, but I'm gonna make an updated version of it. And yeah, let's get straight to it. Before anything, I wanna thank you guys so much. We got 501 subscribers, and it was crazy. It may not seem a lot, but for me, it's a lot. It's 500 people that actually clicked the subscribe button, and it's showing support. So thank you guys for all those people that have subscribed. I appreciate the support a lot. And if you haven't subscribed and you enjoyed this video and you enjoy my channel, you could also subscribe. It'll mean a lot as well. So thank you guys for everyone that's been showing support, and I'm very thankful. So if you guys don't know, I upload videos every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays where I never end. So let's get straight to the video. Thank you guys again for the support. Biggest issue that I see people doing is that they're not consistent. Consistency is the most important thing when it comes to putting on muscle, putting on weight, losing weight, getting shredded, achieving anything. Consistency is the most important, because if you don't get that right, it will never work out, and you always need to be consistent. So be consistent with your food. Make sure you're constantly on your diet. And if you have the intention to go out to eat, plan that ahead of time. Why is that? Because it will really help, and you could work around that going out the time so it doesn't affect progress. Progress takes consistency, so make sure you stay consistent no matter what. This is so important. Even for me, when I'm bulking, I tend to not be consistent in my diet. And when I'm cutting, which is now, I'm consistent, I feel so much better. Everything works a lot better. So be consistent. And this leads me to my next tip, is tracking everything. I use my Fitness Pal. My last video, I showed you guys how I use it and everything. I track my calories. I measure everything. Buy a food scale. A food scale is so important. When I bought my food scale for the first time, I saw abs 2 weeks later. I'm not even kidding. This is like the truth. Buy a food scale. It's so important. Tracking your calories is important. Why is that? Because we don't know how many calories each food has. Sometimes things in the package weighs more or less. So always weigh your food and see how many calories it is, and see how much calories you have a day. If you don't know how to do this, there's a website called the TDEE calculator, which you will answer a few questions and you will get a calorie number. This could be off by a couple hundred calories, but usually it's correct. But you need to test that out. If you're losing weight too quickly, that means it's not enough. So you need to increase the calories. If you are gaining weight, lower the calories. So that's how you find your calorie number. A very underrated tip is that you don't sleep enough. Sleep is one of the most important things when it comes to getting lean, looking good, building muscle, because when you're sleeping, that's actually when you're losing the body fat. That's actually when you're building the muscle. It's recovery. If you don't get that in check, you will not be able to get a good looking physique. Trust me, sleep is the most important thing. It's literally everything. So my recommendation is stay away from blue light 2 hours before. Try not to eat literally before you go to sleep, because you want to get your heart rate low. You want to be in peace and fall asleep properly. And try to stay in a colder temperature room. Does help with sleeping. And also make sure the whole room is black. That's obviously quite obvious, but trust me, people don't do this. Also, another thing about sleep, try to make sure your circadian rhythm, which is like your sleep patterns, try to keep it the same. I used to sleep really well during the week, but the weekends I used to go to sleep at 2, 3 a.m. and wake up late. Try to keep it all the same. I know it's annoying, but trust me, it's really good, because you're breaking your pattern every time you stay up late. So try to keep the sleep pattern very close. So I go to sleep by 9:45 to 10, which is boring, I know, but I wake up at 6 a.m. and I feel super productive. So that is my sleep schedule, and I keep that consistently. Maybe in the weekends, I would go to sleep by 10:30 to 11 and wake up at 7:30. But like, you see how it's still very similar? Try doing that. That's a great tip. And trust me, it's super underrated. Sleep is king. I recommend 8 hours, 9 to 7 if you want to range, but try to sleep 8 hours. Plan your sleep ahead of time. It's super important, trust me. This is quite an obvious tip, but everyone says it for a reason. You're not getting enough protein. So each meal should have protein. Why is that? If you have a diet where you are in a calorie deficit, but you're not getting enough protein, your physique won't look good. You'll look skinny, you'll look stringy, you won't look the best. Protein has a high thermic effect, which means that it takes a lot of energy to break it down. It requires more calories. So if you are trying to lift weights, prioritize protein in every single meal. It is the most important thing. I, for example, try to get to 250 grams of protein, but I am a bigger dude in the sense that I need that number. But if you weigh 180 pounds, which nothing wrong with that, by the way, 180 grams of protein minimum is required. If you weigh 150, you guys know the pattern. So see how much you weigh, and you should judge the protein amount based off your weight. So 1 gram of protein per 1 pound of body weight. But if you're trying to lose weight, I would have slightly more, just because it just works better. I don't want to get too in depth, but trust me, just trust me, bro. This last tip is the most important, and all of these tips that I gave you has one thing in common. You're not in a calorie deficit. So what do I mean by that? You may think you're in a calorie deficit, but if you're not tracking everything, like I said before, you may be off. You're not being consistent. One day you may be in a calorie deficit, and one day you're not, that's not gonna work. And if you're not getting your protein in and everything, it's not gonna work. So be in a calorie deficit. Realistically, you're not in a calorie deficit if you don't follow all these tips, and you'll be surprised. In fact, when I was bulking and I transitioned to my cut, I wasn't measuring butter that I use for my eggs. I know it's stupid, but I was eyeballing it, but I was off. I thought it was 20 grams, but it was actually 35, and that's a lot of calories difference. And if you keep on doing this for every meal, that's a lot of calories that build up. So measure everything and make sure you're actually in a calorie deficit, because all of this won't matter if you're not in a calorie deficit. That's the only way you can lose body fat or weight. So I hope these tips help. They're very simple and basic, but these are the main issues that people do. And trust me, I've been helping people. So if you guys don't know, I help lots of people. I trained many people in my past, just for free, obviously, like friends and stuff. And these are the most common mistakes that they do. So yeah, this is, if you're one of these people that makes these tips, analyze it and fix it, because this is the big issue. So anyways, this video will continue on because I am very excited that we hit 500 calories. Yesterday, I cooked a kilo ribeye, so I'm gonna put that on right now. And there will also be some workout stuff coming. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll continue on. See you when I see you. Today we hit 500 subscribers. So today we'll be eating 500 grams of protein in one sitting, divided by 2. So I bought this big ass steak, which is 900 grams with the bone, so probably 850 grams realistically. And the whole thing should be 226 grams of protein. Obviously I'm gonna measure it right after. Look how pretty that is. This is the steak right here. Look how pretty this is. So yeah, thank you guys so much for all the support. Thank you for everyone that subscribed. If you haven't, please subscribe. We upload videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So anyways, enough time. I'm gonna season this off camera, and we're gonna cook this outside. And I'm gonna be using my phone just because this camera has terrible exposure outside. It's really sunny outside. This is the lowest setting, and I'm pretty sure the exposure is really high. So let's do it.
So excited, got this feeling really deep in my soul. Let's get it, I wanna go. Come along, get it on. I'm gonna take my car. Do you like my car? 'Cause I'm crazy, but too crazy. Do you like it? I wanna race for you.
Steak is cooking now, boys. We're gonna fucking wait for this to cook 5 minutes each, and then we're gonna cut it off. I'll show you guys the final product.
Penuti doesn't like this, but this is vegan. This is beauty sweeters.
Beauty sweeters.
Sugar-free, vegan, beautiful.
Let me try it.
Wanna try?
I'm gonna judge it. I'm gonna try it right now. Let's see if it's good as. Not bad. Wait, let this shit rest for a little bit. Alright, we can use a little bit of
Give me a bump.
Alright, so that's the end of the video. It was a great video, and I'm actually really happy because we got 500 subscribers. So thank you again for all the support. I truly appreciate it. We are getting really lean now. I've been tracking all my calories, my diet, my weight, and we're actually, I feel very good because I'm holding in a lot of weight, but I feel leaner, which is like the great of both worlds. Like I'm still holding in weight, but I feel leaner. You know what I'm saying? Like the perfect way. So anyways, that's enough for the video. Thank you guys again for the support. Thank you for 500 subscribers. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me, even though it's not a lot of number, but to me it's a lot. To me it's a big number. So thank you again for the support, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And leave a like if you enjoyed it. Comment down below if you have any questions, concern, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.